Welcome to the Deep Dive, the show where we really get into the weeds on fascinating stories and ideas.
Yeah, digging deep.
Today we're tackling an arc that, honestly, it just shattered everything for the Survey Corps. The moment they realized the real enemy wasn't just some mindless giant, but could be wearing the same uniform,
Mm-hmm.
we are strapping in for a serious breakdown of female Titan, the Betrayal Within.
It's a heavy one.
Yeah, it really is. Because this arc, it wasn't just, oh, a new type of Titan. It ripped away that almost comforting illusion that humanity was united against these, dumb monsters.
Right.
And suddenly everyone, the whole military, is plunged into this deep suspicion. Paranoia, really.
Exactly. That shift going from monster out there to traitor in here,
Yeah.
that's what this whole operation leaves behind. We're talking about the 57th Exterior Scouting Mission. It was pivotal.
A disaster in some ways, but pivotal.
Absolutely. A desperate mission that basically blew the lid off the truth.
Mm.
The enemy was smart, could adapt.
Oh.
It was terrifyingly close, right beside them.
Okay, before we get lost in that forest of giant trees and unpack Erwin's Ruthless plan, if you enjoy these kinds of anime breakdowns, these debates, please hit that like button, subscribe to Insecure Bites for more.
Definitely helps us out.
It does. And let us know in the comments what scene from this female Titan arc just absolutely cranked up your anxiety the most. Was it like Gunther's sudden death, the trap failing, that final city showdown?
Oh man, there's so many moments.
Right. Okay, so let's analyze this threat. The one that forced such a, brutal response.
Yeah.
The female Titan. She just showed up
Yeah.
completely.
Unprecedented.
Yeah.
She basically broke every rule the Survey Corps thought they knew about Titans. She wasn't just instinct-driven,
Yeah, she was thinking, planning.
Exactly. Real intelligence, clear goals, and this terrifying versatility.
Mhm.
And what immediately stands out, her fighting style. It's not random flailing.
No, it's precise.
It's Annie Leonhart's martial arts. Her Muay Thai kicks, her grappling counters, scaled up to Titan size. That's huge.
That detail alone is wild. The human skill translating directly, it changes the whole dynamic, doesn't it? It's not just strength versus strength anymore.
It's skill versus skill,
Yeah.
tactics versus tactics. And her intelligence wasn't just in fighting. She had powers they hadn't really seen used like this before. First, that selective hardening.
Right, not like Eren, who just transforms. She could pick and choose.
Instantly crystallized specific spots, her knuckles, her shins, making her kicks and punches devastating, but also defensively protecting her nape, the weak spot. It was surgical.
Wow. So armor on demand, basically.
Pretty much. And then, the scream. That was maybe the most terrifying part.
The scream ability, yeah. What exactly did that do? It wasn't like controlling them, right?
No, not like the Founder. It was more like a signal flare, a high-pitched scream that acted like a homing beacon for any pure Titans nearby.
Oh, okay. So if you cornered her...
You weren't winning. You were just calling down a tidal wave of mindless Titans onto your own position. It was a perfect escape tactic, or a way to overwhelm attackers.
The psychological impact of that.
Right.
Realizing the monster isn't just strong, it's smart. It's using the environment, using other Titans. It's playing chess.
Exactly. And that forces a change in their strategy. You can't just charge in anymore. You need a human counter strategy.
Which brings us to Commander Erwin Smith.
Ah, Erwin. The master of the cold, hard calculation.
Definitely. He went into the 57th mission with just one main objective, right?
One overriding goal. Capture the shifter. Not kill a Titan. Not gain territory. Capture the person inside. He was working entirely off this assumption, this strong belief that a human spy, a shifter, got into the ranks 5 years back.
During the fall of Wall Maria?
Yep. That infiltration was key to his thinking.
Okay, but wait. If he thought there was a spy inside the Corps, why launch this huge mission outside the walls? Wouldn't the spy know the plan?
But that's the genius or the ruthlessness, depending on how you see it. He couldn't trust anyone. So the entire expedition, it was basically a giant performance, a feint.
A performance?
That's
How
right.
so?
The formation they used, the specific route through the forest of giant trees, even the way they seemed to retreat. It was all designed to do one thing: flush out the spy. Lure them into a trap he'd set up deep inside the forest.
And the other soldiers?
They were bait, sacrificial pawns. He knew people would die, especially in the outer sections of the formation. Their deaths were the price of luring the female Titan to where he wanted her.
We see that happen with the rearguard squads, don't we? Just shoot up, not because they failed, but because their job was to buy time. They were literally expendable.
It's brutal. And it brings up that huge moral question about Erwin's leadership, doesn't it? How many lives is uncovering the truth worth?
Armin defends it later, though. He kind of voices Erwin's logic.
He does. Armin argues Erwin made the terrible choice. Sacrifice 100 soldiers now for the potential survival of all humanity inside the walls later. He saw those lives as a necessary cost to avoid extinction.
It's terrifying logic, but it shows just how desperate things have become. The price for confirming that, yes, there are human shifters among us, it was horrific, in lives lost and in the trauma for the survivors. Imagine watching your friends die thinking it's just a chaotic retreat.
When really you're just a piece in someone else's elaborate trap. You don't even know the real mission. That's devastating.
And this is where that paranoia, that suspicion, it just solidifies. Because Erwin's gamble, his cold suspicion, it was right. The enemy within was real.
Absolutely. And the fear was so palpable, Erwin deliberately kept the real plan secret from almost everyone. The rookies, even a lot of the veterans, they had no idea about the capture goal.
Who did know?
Only a very small trusted circle, Levi's squad mainly. And eventually, he had to bring Eren, Mikasa, and Armin into it because they were central to the plan working. He did that precisely because he assumed a spy was listening in otherwise.
Even some of the elite soldiers picked up on it, right? Like Jin.
Yeah, El theorized about it. He realized the secrecy implied Erwin didn't trust his own ranks. It shows how sharp even the squad members were, strategically.
So the trap in the forest, it was elaborate, specialized gear.
Yeah, designed to restrain a titan using harpoons and wires. It was impressive, but it relied on speed and catching her off guard. But she was ready. Under pressure, she pulled out her trump card.
The hardening again.
Full body hardening. Encased herself completely in that crystal. First her nape, then everything, making it impossible to cut her out.
Destroyed the evidence, essentially. Made extraction impossible right then and there. It showed she valued staying hidden above everything else.
Right, survival and secrecy.
Yeah.
And then she did something even more chilling.
The scream.
Used the scream.
Yeah.
Called in that massive swarm of pure titans while she was trapped, and then let them devour her titan body.
Sacrifice the titan form itself. Why?
To create chaos. A smokescreen. While the pure titans were swarming and destroying the evidence, the actual shifter inside escaped. She already had her ODM gear on inside the titan. Shed the titan remains, slipped out in the confusion, put on a survey corps cloak, and blended right back in with the retreating soldiers.
Oh my God.
And then the final confirmation. The gut punch. The shifter, disguised as one of them, gets close to Levi's squad and murders Gunther Schultz. Coldly, deliberately.
Yeah, Gunther. One of Levi's best. His death proved it beyond doubt. The enemy wasn't a monster, it was human, walking among them, killing them.
Precisely. And when the identity finally clicks into place, it's just crushing. Annie Leonhart, 4th rank in their own training class.
Someone they knew, someone they trained with, ate with.
Someone Armin especially considered a comrade, maybe even a friend. It wasn't just a strategic problem anymore. It was personal. A deep, profound betrayal.
That moment when Armin figures it out and Annie gives him that look, you just feel the trust shattering, not just for them, but for the entire Corps, for the audience too, I think.
Oh, absolutely. For us watching, that betrayal hits way harder than just seeing another monster. We saw them as cadets. We saw Annie's quiet skill. That realization is, yeah, it's the moment everything changes. Trust is gone.
Yeah. And this whole arc becomes this huge turning point for Eren, too. It forces him to evolve past that simple kill-all-titans rage he started with.
Right. Back in Trost, his rage was just explosive, uncontrolled, aimed at any titan indiscriminately.
Mad.
Now it has to shift. It's still rage, sure, but it's focused. It's directed at a person, an intelligent enemy who used to be his comrade. Annie's betrayal forces him to see the world isn't black and white, good versus evil. It's messy.
He has to grow up incredibly fast here. He learns that just raw fury, just transforming and smashing, it doesn't work against someone smart and calculating like Annie.
Exactly. He needs strategy.
Yeah.
He needs to rely on his friends, especially Armin's intelligence, not just his own titan strength. He needs control.
So his determination, his resolve to fight, it gets stronger maybe, but his understanding of who he's fighting, that gets way more complex.
Profoundly more complex. It's not just fighting monsters anymore. He's fighting people who can become monsters, people he might know. It forces him to fight smarter, not just harder.
So when we look back at this female titan betrayal within arc, what's the big takeaway? It wasn't just about introducing a new cool titan power, was it?
Not at all. I mean, the female titan was formidable, sure, but the real impact. It permanently broke the trust within the 104th, within the Survey Corps, and it showed the brutal strategic cost of survival.
Erwin's willingness to sacrifice anything, even his own soldiers' lives, for just a
A
chance.
sliver of a chance at victory, yeah. The cost of finding out the truth. It wasn't just measured in bodies, it was psychological, deeply psychological.
The realization that the biggest threat wasn't outside the walls, it was inside. Sharing your food, wearing your uniform, that paranoia becomes the new normal.
It completely changes everything that comes after. How can you fight an enemy you can't even identify? How can you trust the person next to you?
Which leaves us with that really chilling question, doesn't it? When the enemy can hide perfectly among you, can you actually afford to trust anyone? Or do you have to operate purely on that cold, hard calculation of necessary sacrifice, like Erwin did?
It's a horrifying choice to have to make.
Yeah. A heavy thought to end on. Thanks for diving deep with us on this one.